Hey y'all, I'm back home. But to pick up where I left off, like, you never know what's going on behind the scenes, like in the hospitals, in the doctor offices, with someone that's suffering from sickle cell. Um, like a quick story. Ooh, I guess this would be a story time. But a quick story. This one time I was admitted to the hospital and I was in severe pain. Like severe pain where I was in there about 2.5, almost 3 weeks. And this was just last year. And the doctor that they had on call at the hospital and that was on my team of doctors that works at the hospital. It wasn't my hematologist because my hematologist and my PCP don't play that. They don't treat their patients like that. So when I tell y'all he was an asshole, I mean a fucking asshole. Like, he would come in every day like, you ready? And I'm like, ready for what? You ready to go? What is my hemoglobin at, sir? Oh, it's still at a 6. So why the hell would you send me home with my hemoglobin that low? He'll come back in the next day. You ready? No. So it got to the point where it started getting on like the nurses' nerves, okay? And so I had basically just wound up telling him, like, you being an asshole and I don't appreciate it. And, the nurses, excuse me, the nurses, they doing their job. Everybody else is doing their job. But for some reason, you can't do your job and oversee my color of my skin to say that, oh, she's not in pain. She just faking it. She just want the drugs. Fuck you, sir. That was a fucking insult. Fuck you. As a doctor, fuck you. As a human being, fuck you. And the nurses went back outside, to follow up with him about what his next steps and plans was with me. And turn around, I hear rah, 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 rah. Like they talking loud at the nurses station, but it's not the nurses, it's the doctor. He's yelling at the nurses station, and I can hear it in my room. What, CC? My light went out. Yeah, what light? The light. Well, those are different light bulbs because these are a different type of fans. I don't have those light bulbs for those fans or those lights. Those, it's a totally different ball game. You can look at the one on the counter because one is missing in my fan light. That's why it looks so dim in here. Excuse me, my daughter. But he's actually like yelling at the nurses. So my nurse come back in the room and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? And she was just like, oh, don't worry about it, being modest about it. And I'm just like, no, like, what's going on? Because I don't want y'all getting in trouble because of me. And she was just like, oh, we're not. She was like, he's just like that on a daily basis. I said, so he disrespects y'all in front of clients? In front of his patients? He does that on a daily basis? Like, and y'all haven't took this up with the chief of the hospital? Are you serious? So I was like, fuck it. So I was like, give me a patient advocate in here right now. I want the patient advocate in here. I want the chief of the hospital in here. And I want the nurse, the head nurse in here right now. My mom went blank on the charge nurse. I want the charge nurse in here right now. So when they all came in, I'm like, she deserve an apology. I deserve an apology. And if I don't get one, it's going to be a fucking problem. And they were just like, what happened? So I'm telling them, like, he's basically telling me I'm lying about hurting, but my hemoglobin is still a 6. He doesn't want to call my doctor and let my doctor know that my pain is not getting better. He doesn't want to do anything to help me. He's trying to say that I'm a drug addict and everything else. And just because my nurse is helping me and trying to do her job the right way, by paging him like, hey, we got to get something else, it's not working, he's yelling at her in the middle of the hallway in front of everybody, in front of other patients. And they was like, what? And I was just like, yeah. I said, he's an asshole. I don't see how the fuck he still works here. He's an asshole. Y'all gonna have a lawsuit in a minute. Either it's gonna be one for me or somebody else, but y'all finna have one in a minute. And so the next day he comes in. He calls the nurse in the room with him. He sits down, and I'm like, what the fuck is he sitting down for? And so my nurse was just like, give it a chance. So I'm just like, what? I want to apologize. I want to take this time out and apologize to you for the way I acted. You know, sometimes I can be an asshole and arrogant, you know, but I'm sorry for that. And to you, he looks at the nurse and say, to you, you know, you was just doing your job and trying to make sure your patient was good. I understand that. But, you know, we all get overwhelmed sometime. Motherfucker, if you overwhelmed being a doctor on call, then shit, find you another profession. Go out here and be a family medicine doctor and get your own practice, and you can work your own hours and go home when you want to and deal with motherfuckers when you want to, sir. That's what you do. Don't be on-call doctor at a major hospital. So I'm just looking at him like, fuck you. You ain't the first doctor I done run across that do that, act like that, and treat people like me like that. So he leaves out. My nurse say, do you think that was genuine? I said, fuck no. I said, they probably told him you either apologize or you finna lose your job. And he didn't have no choice but to apologize. But he still came in here arrogant about it. And she was like, I felt the same way. And she was just like, do you want me to tell them that the apology, you didn't accept the apology? And I said, yeah, we just go call this person Tim. Bring Tim in, which was the patient advocate and the charge nurse. And so I'm like, Tim, that one sensor, he was full of shit. Even the nurse said he was full of shit. And so he's like, y'all really feel like he wasn't sincere about it? I said, no, he was fucking arrogant about it. And he just got away with murder because he knew he could. They gave y'all probably not y'all, the chief of the hospital probably gave him the option of apologize or find somewhere else to work. Because come to find out, this motherfucker got a lot of complaints on his ass. And had a lawsuit with the hospital before behind his ass. But yet y'all continue to still let the doctor work there. And treat patients like this. So it's a lot that y'all don't see behind the scenes. And I'll try to insert some of the clips that I have from like a long time ago, like years ago, from me being in the hospital. Because one thing about it is my grandmother usually goes with me to the emergency room, and she go stay on their ass about, hey, you moving too slow. You like, come on, y'all know people with sickle cell can die from this. Get y'all asses in here and do something. So it's just like, y'all, I'm gonna try to insert a few clips in so y'all can see what I mean and the type of pain we be in and what we go through and the type of treatment we get, how long it takes. Sometimes if you check in, it don't even matter if the hospital busy or not. Sometimes you check in and get a room right away. You still might not see a doctor for like an hour. Or you might have a nurse that don't give a fuck and try to use, I got more patients than you as an excuse. Well, bitch, juggle that shit. You knew that before you started to work at a hospital. And leave you in severe pain for hours. And it's It's ridiculous, y'all. Like, it be so ridiculous. Like, the shit that we go through is so sad, and it's so frustrating, and it make you snap on them because really you have no choice. Thank you, babe, for interrupting me. But you have no choice, like, so, you know. But if you out there, you have sickle cell, baby. I'm 32. Well, I'm 31, going on 32. Two kids. Had my first when I got pregnant with her when I was 17 and out of high school already, though. Had her when I was 18. Had my son when I was 21. Um, the third child, I wasn't fully able to carry full term, so I had to make a decision, which was the hardest decision of my life. But so if I can have three kids, like, don't let these fucking doctors tell you that you can't do something. Plus, I always have played sports. I was always active as a child. I always in sports, stayed in sports, from cheerleading, dance, majorette, gymnastics, to volleyball, basketball, like softball, like track, like every. I even did powerlifting. Little old me did powerlifting before. And DV, if you out there and you go watch this and see this, fuck, because he talked me into doing powerlifting. But yes, I done even did powerlifting before in high school. But sickle cell where? Not here. So don't let these doctors tell you what you can and cannot do. Don't let them do that and predict and dictate your future. Only you can do that, and the man above can do that. You keep fighting, you keep pushing, and you will get results at the end. Eat better, try to take care of yourself better. Staying stress free is a big thing when it comes down to sickle cell. And yes, parents, yes, adults, kids do get stressed as well. So staying stress free, drama free, avoid going in and out when it's cold outside. Going from hot to cold or cold to hot can, increase the likely chance for you to go into a sickle cell crisis, or like the way I'm sitting right now. See how my leg is bent up right here? If it was cold in here, it would probably be really bad. If I was to like try to stretch out, I would probably go into a crisis. And it's a lot of things that you have to learn about your body and learn yourself. Learn along the way, but definitely don't let these doctors stop you. Please do not. Because like I said in the first part of this vlog, or we just go call this a story time. I had doctors to tell me and my mama and my family and my daddy and my grandparents that I won't go live to see 23. I won't go live to have kids. I was never gonna have kids. This was at the age 13 I had to hear this. Can you imagine how I felt as a child? Like, I'm never gonna have kids. I'm gonna die before I'm 23. Like, what? Baby, I'm finna be 32. Keep pushing. Learn your body. Learn when your body is telling you to sit down and take a time out. And that's the hardest part. You have to learn your body. I know when my body has had enough and I'm putting too much strain on my body. And I learned, hey, I got to sit down and take a time out and take care of myself, because I'll be in a crisis just like that in a matter of minutes or seconds. So, to my fellow sickle cell community, I love you guys. To my YouTube family, I love you guys. If you're watching this and you're new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button below. Give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, comment, all of those good things. And like I said, I will try to insert some clips of me going through the process at the hospital and me going crazy and Looney Tune in the hospital because they taking too long and I'm in severe pain. So I will try to insert some clips in. But until next time, see you guys later.
You thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga, either he ate it for lunch. Bitch.